I lied lying face to my boyfriend about my past and now I'm afraid I've ruined it. I've been in my fair share of unhealthy relationships. I met my partner and things were just so easy. Same love language, same communication style, I felt respected and equal. He loved me as much as I loved him. We moved in together and things got even better. We were talking about getting married and having a family. All the while I was feeling more and more like I needed to talk to him about my past, which is complicated and has caused me a lot of trauma. I'm 31, he's 40. I didn't tell him I had been married about 10 years ago. I didn't tell him I had gotten into legal trouble about 12 years ago. It's all still on my record and shoplifting related. I didn't tell him the truth about my relationship with my parents. I didn't tell him I didn't finish graduate school. I flat out lied about these things, not just omitted it. And a variety of other past type of things. Fast forward to last week, a coworker of his started saying I was too good to be true. They started looking into my past and found these things out. Of course, seeing a divorce and criminal record make it look really bad, regardless of how long ago. So he jumps to the conclusion that I'm a con artist and didn't really love him. He asked me to move out, said he didn't believe anything I said, and that he wanted to move on. We haven't spoken since that day, but I know he was reaching out to friends trying to ask them about me and what they knew of my past. I hadn't told anyone these things because I have so much shame around them. I want to convey that I have genuinely loved him and try to make this right, but I don't know how. Is it ruined? I've started therapy and want to really show that I'm trying when I reach out. Any advice would be appreciated. Too long did not read. I want to convey genuine love and remorse for this and explain my reasoning behind it, and that I know it was wrong, but don't know how. I think the bigger problem is that you need to accept those things yourself. I'm pretty sure the relationship is over, but you need to find out why you didn't tell him in the first place and use this as a learning experience. Therapy is a great step, don't give up. He could probably get over one lie, but you've listed 4 pretty big ones and alluded to more. So I'm afraid that this relationship is done. If it helps, your relationship with this guy was built on fantasy and fiction, so you're not seeing it clearly. When you're with the right person, you'll be able to be your real self and own up your past. You'll want to be loved for who you are, warts and all, and not just for who you want to appear to be. Learn from this, move on, and don't make these mistakes again. Teenagers do dumb stuff and divorce is quite common. Don't allow your past to dictate your future. Truth and transparency in a relationship is like rain to a wheat field. It nurtures and feeds the relationship. I'm very sorry for your heartache, op. Best of luck to you. You ruined it, move on. You should apologize and just move on. Don't come on Reddit to seek some sort of validation that you can fix this. You lied about your past and most likely a lot more than you've noted in the post. Please talk to your therapist and work on this. At this point, your past isn't the real issue, it's that you hid it from him for so long. He's now wondering what else you haven't told him that he can't find on the internet, because he knows you aren't honest with him. Sounds ruined, unfortunately. Become the best version of yourself and don't mess up the next one. Yeah, you ruined it by lying multiple times about massive parts of your life. Learn and move on. Lol, if you actually love him, you would have put yourself aside and told him the truth because you would have understood he deserved to know who he was with, fully. You don't love him, at least not as much as you claim you do, because you wouldn't have deceived him to prioritize what you wanted if you did. Of course, the guy is starting to catch this. There is nothing to do. The decent thing to do now is to let him walk away without causing any issues or making his life harder than it needs to be. You lied. Multiple times. Big lies. I could never trust you after finding out the truth. A truth finding that you never initiated but had to be researched. Maybe a warts and all reveal to your next future partner is advisable, unless you want this sort of breakup to keep on happening. A bonus would be you actually forgiving yourself and coming to terms with your own past. How about you just leave the guy alone and let him get on with his life? Your relationship was built on a mountain of lies. You didn't love him enough to tell him the truth, so you don't deserve him. I think it's actually pretty normal to keep certain parts of your past private when you're dating someone new, especially for the first few months while you're still getting to know each other. But that goes out the window when you move in with someone. Moving in together shouldn't be part of the getting to know you dating phase. If you weren't comfortable enough to tell him this stuff, you're definitely not ready to live together. You ruined it. None of those things are universal deal breakers, but habitually lying about them sure is. Stay in therapy, work on yourself, and leave this guy alone. You need to take time to make actual self-improvement. Right now you're just trying to do whatever you think looks good so this guy will give you a second chance. That is not the path to self-betterment. You literally are conning him. None of these things are deal breakers for most people. YTF you lie about them? Answer that and you'll figure out why he's not interested anymore. You are a con artist lol. Good luck in your next relationship. Experience is what you get right after you need it. You need to work on yourself a lot before you should be thinking of a relationship. You are not a safe partner and unless you become one, your relationships will not be healthy. This relationship is over, there is nothing you can do or say to make him trust you after such huge lies. You were together only 5 months and he is a grown-ass man so I think he will be fine, so just focus on you and build yourself to a person you want to be. Person you think he would deserve. You're a liar and yes, you are a con artist. You were fully willing to use this man as a eraser for your past and didn't even have the decency to trust him. You don't deserve a relationship if you aren't willing to think about someone besides yourself. I don't think you should contact him. If you do, and he gives any resistance to your attempt, you need to absolutely never contact him ever again. But you should probably just skip to never contacting him again and start fresh with someone new. Well, if you lie about shit sometimes you gotta eat the shit, it's really that simple. Sorry. You fucked up royally. You are human. Everyone fucks up bad at some point. All the people in here judging you have also fucked up royally in some way or another at some point, so don't let all these posts make you feel worse than you already do. This is a pattern, a shame cycle, if you will, that will keep continuing until you find the courage to love yourself, flaws and all. When you can honestly express yourself and let go of the shame, then you'll be ready for a healthy relationship. Your focus should be on you right now, not scrambling to save this relationship. Best of luck to you. If you had just not told him, I could understand and I would hope he could overcome the hurdle. I jabe some stuff I don't like to talk about, everyone does. But lying about stuff is a different thing and I honestly wouldn't be able to move past it. I would say you need to just work on why you decided to lie and work on that. The common idea that you lied because you didn't want to lose him because you love him so much translates to you as selfish and wanted to trick him into staying. That is just my interpretation though. I do know some people who believe their partner lied to save things and find it romantic. But I think most see it the way I do. Just keep working on yourself and forget him. He will reach out if he wants to. Whoops, the guy dodged a bullet, happy for him. Too many lies WTFF. I think part of the problem is you are a con artist. Make no mistake, you didn't omit facts, you built a relationship on lies. He doesn't really know the real you. Maybe I'm being harsh because people learn from their mistakes in the past and get better, but in this case, you continued the mistakes by lying to someone you claim you care about. You didn't come clean, he found out and now you are upset he found out. And #X200B. The only thing you can do is apologize sincerely, ask for forgiveness, give specific actionable ways you are offering to improve going forward and explain you understand for your trust to be lost, and if he left you would understand but would like an opportunity to repair things if he'll give a second chance. I mean, he thinks you're a completely different person than you are. No criminal record, a different kind of relationship with your parents, not sure what this means or how it was important, but you say you actively lied about it, a graduate degree. Con artist is a bit harsh, but not that far off. I assume you weren't trying to steal anything from him, but even just trying to form a relationship based on this much falseness still leaves people feeling defrauded somehow, I guess. I'm sure he doesn't feel like the relationship was even real at this point. If you're going to repair anything, I think you have to let him come to you. Nobody is mentioning how the coworker said you were too good to be true, and started a background check on you. What the actual fuck? Who says and does that? The only person who can tell you if he'll forgive you is him. I mean, when you lie, people assume you're still lying because you're a liar. I believe trust and respect are even more important than love in a healthy relationship. If there's trust and respect, even when things have their ups and downs, you can always get the love stronger than ever because you have that foundation. He is telling you it doesn't matter how much you loved each other, the relationship doesn't have the necessary foundation. Respect that. Also, all the things you mentioned are big things, but they're all fairly forgivable, even when put together. He didn't leave you because of those things but because you lied, boldly, repeatedly, purposely. That's what you can work on. Look down deep and ask yourself honestly, would you be able to forgive someone who lied to you about so many important things and trust them again? I wouldn't. I don't know anyone who could. There is no way to move this relationship back to a healthy place. You don't have the same communication style because you don't communicate honestly. Many people have traumatic backgrounds that they are not comfortable sharing until things get really serious. The healthy response is to tell the person you're not ready to share, but you lied instead. You are a worthy person who deserves to have a healthy relationship. But until you come to terms with your own past, nobody else can. I'm glad you're working on this in therapy and would recommend you take time off dating and focus on yourself. Now you know not to lie. My ex lied by admitting that he has Asperger's and I didn't know until I broke up with him and he told me as a way to guilt trip me back into a relationship with him. Him having Asperger's explains a huge part of his behavior and if I had known about it we could have worked on it but because he lied to me, and other reasons, I can never trust him again and will never take him back. Learn from your mistake and move on, but never do it again. If he'll give you a listen, be honest. The truth is you are rightfully ashamed of your past and nobody promotes what they are ashamed of. Say you were eventually going to tell him, but were waiting for the right time when you felt it didn't endanger the relationship. Ask for understanding and forgiveness and express that your feelings for him haven't changed. If you can't get his ear, send an email or text. If you truly want to apologize you need to start from understanding where he's coming from. He was bragging about you to county workers. He had you living in his house. Then the jealous co-workers start Googling you and find out in 5 seconds that you're a liar. Now you both look like liars. Do you think that you could rebuild trust with such a person? How could anything you said or did after that make up for it? You have to really grapple with that. I've been in a situation like this and I'm sorry to tell you but once this trust is gone there is a very very low chance if at all that the relationship will work again. These are huge details of your life and even if he takes you back he will always think there's something else you haven't said, even if you became 100% honest. I didn't tell the truth about many things in my past out of fear and because of that in his mind I am always a liar. Take this time to assess your actions and learn from it, but honestly move on from this relationship. It's better to start fresh. You screwed this one up. I'm gonna say this as gently as I can. He loved the idea he had of you, but not the real you. Because he didn't know you. You should take some time to work on yourself, not reach out, and learn from the mistakes. Successful relationships cannot be built on lies. Whoever accepts you next, with all these mistakes, will be someone you have a chance of being happy with. So you just flat out a big ass liar. He had every right to dump you, and not because of your past, even though I would not date someone with a criminal record, but because you are a huge ass liar. Being divorced isn't a crime. But that was an unnecessary lie. If you can lie over something I think is as small as not finishing school, then the game is over. You are just a compulsive liar and just lie for no reason. It is 100% ruined. There is zero way I'd trust someone who moved in with me and lied every day about all that shit. No sane adult would. That's tough. I can't say I blame your boyfriend for thinking you're running some kind of con. From his perspective, that's exactly what it looks like. The hard question is when should you bring these things up in a relationship? It's not like you should tell someone that on a first date or anything, but clearly in this case you let it go too far. In the future, I would sit down with your partner when things start to get serious and just say, there are things I need to tell you about my past. They may not like to hear it, but things like that will always sound better coming honestly from you instead of being discovered later on. Your relationship is built on numerous lies and it is about to crumble. You willfully destroyed your BF's trust and confidence in you. The only thing he knows about you is you are a chronic liar and he can trust anything you say. Trust is a wonderful, beautiful and very special feeling second only to love. You can enjoy having someone's trust for years, even for eternity. You can lose all that trust you've been enjoying in a split second by making a poor choice. You will work for years and years to try to re-earn the trust you threw away, but that trust you regain will never be same as it was. Would you stay with your boyfriend if he lied to you so many different times? Could you ever trust him? If he's asking around about you, then I think that's a sign that he's confused and he wants to know and understand. I think in the meantime, going to therapy to get through your own trauma and shame is good. I don't know him and if he would let his anger subside enough to reach out to you, but if he does, I think you should just tell him honestly about these things. You can't unfortunately guarantee that he will believe, forgive, or accept you, but if he really knows you well and does love you, I think he'll at least try to understand. Good luck. How long were you together? Meaning how long did you not share these things? You don't have to unload all this stuff on someone new within 2 months of meeting them. Unless you directly lied about these topics, if they ever came up before, I don't see a problem in you not telling him. We all share at different pace. There's no book of secrets with which you have to open up to someone after meeting them. But if the topic of marriage came up and you said, I've never been married, then yay, that's a problem because you lied. Again, it's not clear how long you've been dating, so hard to gauge. Edit. Okay, so I'm reading again and you state that you flat out lied, not okay. I get his stance now. Learn from this. Trust is everything in a relationship. When I first met my wife, I spilled it all to her. This is who I am as an individual and this is where I'm at in life. You are either cool with it and we continue to move forward, or you're not and we don't. Either way, I didn't want to waste her time or mine. I wanted to be upfront and honest, so we all started from an open slate. Now we're married and have 2 kids. Just my own experience with honesty about my troubled past, drugs. If it is broken like this, don't try to fix it. It is over, I think. If I were in his shoes, such hidden past would force me to throw you out op. The root of all this, not about your past, but you lie to him over and over again. From the start you already told him the truth. It better that it come to you, from your own words rather than from others that can twist a story or altered the facts. He should hear your side and explain your situation. You already know the old saying, the past will return to haunt you. You should also prepare yourself to accept in this kind of situation that maybe he is not one you always wanted. The thing is, you shouldn't have told him straight away but slowly, bit by bit. You already fucked up, so good luck and move on. If someone who wants to marry you really loves you, he should accept your flaws as much as your good parts. Everyone made small or big errors in the past. Keep working on it, and next time, do not wait the last minute to speak the truth. And then you should be accepted as you, being yourself. Emphasis on the most people can accept someone with a troubled past, as long as they own their wrongdoings and actively try to improve themselves. On the other hand, emphasis on the almost everyone would think 5 times before trusting someone with a troubled past, and who actively lied about it. It's very unlikely that you two would get back together. But you should give him a call, meet up with a proper apology, along the lines of, I am not asking you to get back together, but I just want you to know. There's no way I would forgive this. These are huge major things you chose to hide and lie about. Even if he's asking about you, it would be to find answers for himself. Not in seeking how you are. You can try writing him a letter, but if were me, I'd leave him alone. Don't make this same mistake next time. Put all the cards in the table and give people the change to choose. You don't get to decide for them. The first thing to jump to mind in a healthy relationship, if you find out your partner had a minor criminal record and was married 10 years ago, isn't that someone's a con artist. That's wild. Lack of trust makes sense, but it's pretty easy to know that things people did in their teens or early 20s doesn't reflect them, and that these things might cause shame. Get some therapy and learn to accept yourself and your past. Learn better communication, and build a relationship based on trust. This is not fixable. Trust has been destroyed. He will never view you in the same way again, much less believe anything that comes out of your mouth. The only thing to do now is to continue therapy, deal with your issues, and learn how to be an authentic, honest partner in your next relationship. It's over. Time to move on. Sounds like him going through backquote, but my boyfriend lied to me and it's sad. I thought I found the one and I've been doing so good, and recently he acting weird and distant around me. He told me some hurtful stuff and shame me. He thinks I don't got anything but fumni. How table turn. Little did he know I am very well off. I have some patents, made me my first millions and haven't spent it because I was seeing how people are around me, and turn out he installed cam in my apartment and stole other ideas, made me a joke in front of the world, and humiliation I've been put through. Sad how much greed and money can make a person sell their soul and treat the one person who does love them like trash. I think you have a lot of work to do on your trauma. You picked a man nearly a decade older and then hid your past from him as if you were afraid you would get in trouble. You're not looking for a partner. You're still looking for a parent. It's probably for the best that things ended. You're not in a good space right now for a relationship anyway. When you accept yourself to the point that you are comfortable telling a new guy about your past, then you'll be ready.